7:43, and a little late this morning coming on. But hey, my name is Janice. I'm the owner of Gracious Designs by Janice, where God has literally graced me to create, y'all. Um, and so I wanted to come on here again today and show you how to do my mini Christmas trees or my mini trees. I'm gonna be doing something totally different this morning. I actually been showing you guys how to take these trees from Dollar Tree and make them really, really beautiful. And it's gonna still be beautiful, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit. So every time I come on, I tell you about all of the different trees that Dollar Tree have for the different seasons. Um, but for Christmas, they only have green and they have a white. The green and white are definitely not, um, they don't have as many limbs or stems as the other ones, okay? So say for instance, like right now they have the Easter ones out, and the Easter ones have 45 stems. These only have, I think, 30. So right off, like I was sharing, it only have 3 for the bottom. So 1, 2, the 3 long ones are the ones for the bottom. So whenever I'm making, doing the tree, unlike the other ones that have 45 stems and it has 12 at the bottom, these only have 3 long ones. So that's nine stems that are not there. So you don't have no way of really having a good bottom, right? But you can, I always, when I first started doing it, I would create the false bottom. And what I mean by that is I would take the mesh that I use and I would just glue the mesh to it at the bottom, and then I would glue it at the next level, and it will create that false bottom. Well, today I decided to show you how to use one of my little planters, my little centerpiece boxes that I buy from Amazon. They are really, really good. They come, I think it's 8 in a pack, and I want to say it's about $24. So you end up spending what, $3 for each one, but it's a really good price point. They come as unfinished wood. I stain them or paint them. Sometimes I will distress them, so I got a dark stain on here. I would just take a little white paint and distress it and make it looks like antiquish or something. But today I just chose to use this one because it was one that I had, kind of like got ready for one of my centerpieces. I said, you know what, I can just use this one to show the people today how to work the ones that don't have that much on the bottom. So again, only 3 long stems. Now, I'm going to take this out because I hadn't glued it yet, okay? But the way that it comes, it have a little piece on here, and you can stick the bottoms on here. It is for them to stand up straight. So all I did was just screw the bottom off, and I kind of just put those to the side because I said one day I'm going to figure out what can I use them for. But today, y'all, we just going to go ahead on and go with this. So I have my glue gun ready. So what I normally do before I stick it in whatever bottom I'm going to use. Now you can do this in um, a bucket. You can do it in whatever you like. Okay, but I'm choosing to use this because of the colors that I'm going to be using. And yes, we're going to create another patriotic tree, but it's just going to have a base on it instead of just the regular base that, came with it. Okay, so I'm going to start off by putting me a generous amount of glue on the bottom here. Okay, and you can see how I had to kind of snug on it for it to come out. And you want to push it all the way to the bottom of that, whatever your base is. Now, this is going to help create a bottom so I don't have to really worry too much about. So what it did when I pushed it down in there, it kind of made the bottom ones combine with the next level. So again, the next level only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now I only have 8, where normally I would have 12. So I might have to create the false bottom today just to show you how I do it. But with all of that being said, these are really long, so I'm gonna cut these 3 down to the size of the other ones, so they will be the same length, okay? And it's, oh, look, I tell everybody every time, this is your project, your creation. You do whatever you want. But this is what I usually do to start creating, different things and different ideas and different ways for you to utilize these trees. Now, the other thing, while this dries, I want to make sure it's straight too. And then now all of them have this little piece up here, so we're gonna figure out our topper and all that stuff today. But for the meantime, I'm gonna put this to the side because I want to demonstrate to you how I do my mesh. So I always use mesh, and let me show you what my inspiration is today first. This is my inspiration. So I'm gonna go with a gold, which I like. Is like, I know for patriotic, yes, but I'm going with a gold, red, and blue, and then this is a tan. But y'all, the tan is gonna be, I'm gonna incorporate those with something else, and I'll show you. So mainly what I'm gonna be putting in here today is the gold, the red, and the blue in my tree. But this is a piece of mesh, and so these are the different colors that I'm using, and I've already cut the blue ones, so they're already ready to go. But I'm gonna show you how I roll my mesh over. And it's pretty much the same that you would do if you were doing the 10.5-inch mesh, okay? You just lay something down heavy, roll it over on itself a couple of times, take your clamp or clip, and you squeeze it on there, take this up, go on the other side, same thing, roll it over on itself a couple of times and squinch it in the middle. This is very, very easy, y'all. Anybody can do it. It's very, very easy. And then, like I always tell you, make sure you keep some pipe cleaners. I usually cut my pipe cleaners. They come 12 inches. I cut 4 pieces, so I have a 3-inch. If you cut it shorter than that, just be ready for your finger to, be peeling, and it's gonna end up hurting your finger in the long run. And I know it's gonna seem like it's a lot, but it's okay, because you can cut it. I don't usually cut it. I just usually take it and spread it out, and then you're gonna end up with your little butterfly, as I call them. Okay. Once you create this, you just keep doing it until you get enough. And I have already made a lot of them in the bag. Now, when I get ready to do mine, y'all, I don't put nothing heavy on it. I just simply roll it over on itself a couple of times, squinch it up in the middle. And like I've said on my other lives, you can always use coordinating colors. I wouldn't use a purple on the red, Hey, sister, I see you. Yeah, I was late this morning getting on. I usually get on at 7, but I said, you know what? I laid in the bed a little bit longer this morning, and then I make sure I do my prayer time because I don't like missing out on that. That helps my day go. It just makes me feel better when I spend time with my Heavenly Father. The word that came to me this morning was God is not the author of confusion. And so if he's not the author of confusion, we already know who he is, right? So I'm going to demonstrate one more time how, when you start out doing your mesh, once you get the hang of it, you're going to be a pro. So roll it over on itself a couple of times, get your clip, hold it, turn it around, roll it over again on this side, and squinch it up in the middle. And you're going to end up with your little butterfly like this. You hold it in the middle, put your little pipe cleaner that you've already cut. And I keep these cut, y'all. I keep all different colors cut because I never know if I'm going to come in here and do an Easter, if I'm going to do a patriotic, if I'm going to do a Christmas, whatever I'm doing. I'll have them. So y'all, I have these already cut. I'm gonna put my clip over there and get some of this stuff out of my way. I'm gonna bring my tree back now. Again, if you're just coming on, my name is Janice. I'm the owner of Gracious Designs by Janice, where God has graced me to create. If you come on my channel, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really, really, really would appreciate it. so that I can start building up my subscribers. And also just so you can be able to come back on my page and you can see how these are created. I promised myself that I was going to just do them every day. Okay. Now, but y'all, like I said earlier, this is one of the white trees, and the other one is the green tree for Christmas. Those are the ones that are, I don't like to call them skimpy, but they just don't have as many limbs as the other ones do. So I have already cut, y'all, these. I got all of my embellishments in my bag. Remember I told you I put mine in my bag because, um, see, this is a black tree. I was going to use the black tree, which have the 45 stems, but I said, no, I'm going to show you guys how to do how to do the white tree today. And I have some cute embellishments, but I have blue, red, and gold here. And I'm going to put all of these colors on this tree. Now, it's been a while since I did the centerpiece part, which is this wood piece. The other thing I like about this piece, I can put my label under here with my information. So when the customer purchases it, all they have to do is look underneath. Oh, that's who I got it from. Let me call her and order another one. Okay, so y'all, I'm going to start out with just one of my colors. And all I do is I make sure I have my glue stick here fully ready. And I just put a little glue in the middle. And I'm going to lay it on that limb and bend the limb just a little bit and let it set there so that it can get dry. Okay, that's all you're doing. Now the next thing you want to do, though, you want to keep changing your colors. So I got gold here. I'm going to put red next. Now normally I would skip a limb because it's so many on the other trees, but I'm not skipping this time because we don't have but 8. So you're going to have to cover all of them anyway. Might as well cover them now. Like I said, the other one have 4 extra ones, which gives you space to kind of, and again, this tree will be a little more narrow than the other trees because it's not going to flare as much. And again, it's because it just don't have that many limbs on it. I don't really know why, because the Christmas is like the main reason why the trees were created in the first place, and they have the less amount. But hey, what can I say? Now, y'all, this red mesh is I bought this from Joann's before they went out of business. I really miss that store, y'all. Yeah, I know I say that almost every time I get on my live, but I do. But the quality of the mesh is awesome. It really is. It's so thick. It gives you a lot of coverage, you know, all of that. But just keep putting your colors and keep changing your colors up. And I always say, just like you would if you was doing your 10.5-inch mesh, when you doing like a wreath, right? All you doing is for the wreath, basically you're just changing the colors up if you're using more than one color. Of course, some wreaths just have one color, but when you have multiple colors, and if you want, you can go back and look on my other lives on YouTube, and you will see how also I will, I take my, when I'm doing more than one color, I cut them all at one time, so I will be cutting one color of mesh. That's too time consuming. So I just lay it on my table, and like I said, I already cut all of these for this project right here. And I like to get a little prepped because I don't like for you guys to be just on here. It takes me less than an hour to finish these, y'all, and I just don't like to take up too much of your time. But so y'all, as y'all can see, what I'm doing now is just pushing it in a little bit because I'm just trying to form this at the bottom, because like I said, this one is going to be a slight more narrow than the other one. And then I want my base to kind of show too. So I'm just going to go to my next level now. And y'all, the first level only had 3 stems. The second level had 5. So now we're going to the next level. And let's see how many this one have. It's not many. Because, yeah, it's probably like, let's see. They have a lot of levels, but they don't have many on the level. And the level kind of like goes up in stairs. It's not like a one level thing. But I'm trying to get them where they will spread out, at least so that I can take it all the way around. Again, this is the white one from Christmas. So it's a little bit more, it's less mesh. I'm sorry, stems. But that's okay. We're gonna still have this tree looking beautiful when we're done. Now, and I think I mentioned my Lazy Susan too when I came on. This Lazy Susan works miracles, y'all, because it's just gonna keep allowing, even though sometimes I'll take my hand and push the whole tree around. But the Lazy Susan, you can keep moving it around and see what you need to see. And again, I'm just trying to shape it. But you see how you got all of the red, blue, and the gold. So now all you're gonna do is start off again with the colors. And when you start on your next level, try to mix up the color again. Like I have red and gold. I'll turn it around so you can see it. You see how I have the red and the gold here? So I'll put a blue there so that it won't just be red and gold. Because I'm trying to mix up the colors, okay? I have red and blue over here. I'm going to add the gold right there. And you just keep doing this around the whole tree. Just keep going. I think you know what? I think I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip a couple of limbs over here. And the reason why I'm doing it because I like to come back, see how many I have, and then come back. If I have to cut some more, I will. But for right now, I'm just going to. And these, I'm going to have to bend the limbs just a little bit more than the other ones because they are smaller, okay? And if you see how this butterfly looks warped, you just pull it over a little bit. It ain't gonna hurt it. So it'll be even. That's just my little OCD. I don't like to say that. I'm not claiming no disease or anything, but that's just my little perfection, as my brother called it. The customers don't see what you see, Janice, and I be like, but I get it, but I like for it to be right. All right, so now I'm going to my next level, okay? All of my stems, and like I said, these stems are funny because they are totally different from the other ones. They kind of like go up like stairs. So you gotta kind of just make it do what it do, because they don't even look like they on the same. Like normally I take the trees, and when I take them down, I just take the whole thing down at once. But lately I've been doing it at the different levels. Y'all, this is crazy. But I'm still trying to even it out. And again, this one is going to be a little more narrow, but you just keep working with it. Because all this time I've been doing these trees, I really never noticed that they are just going up. They don't even have a level. They just kind of like going up the whole middle part. I never paid attention to that before. Oh my God, that's funny. But that's okay. This tree is still going to end up being beautiful. I guarantee you. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they will go back and be like, you know what, we're going to make all of these trees the same. I really hope so. Because the green one and the white one, they're beautiful during the Christmas time, but you just gotta do so much to try to make it work. I've been trying not to go back out and buy anything else Um, I try to use everything that I have on hand because when you're getting ready for a pop-up, you want to make sure you're not spending too much money, because you want your pop-up to be a profit. Unfortunately, the way these limbs are, y'all, I'm gonna have to put a red on top of a red, but it is what it is. But yeah, you want to try to make sure you don't be spending a lot of money to get prepared for your. That's why I tell y'all all the time, go at the end of each season because you can use different things for different seasons. You don't have to just use Christmas stuff for Christmas season. I use Christmas stuff for Valentine's, for Easter, for 4th of July, because the colors are all kind of like the same. So you stock up, right? Like all of these trees, I stocked up at the end of the seasons. Matter of fact, I was thinking yesterday, I missed out on the Valentine's season because they have the red trees, right? And so I didn't get any this year. I didn't stock up. My main stock now is the green and white ones. So I got to use them and make them do what it do. So, like I said, I came in here last night, and I was like, you know what? What can I do with this white tree? Because I don't want to create a false bottom to it. Well, I looked over there and I had one of my centerpieces left over. I said, well, that's perfect. I can use that. So y'all, I'm just filling in all of these colors. Making sure they all blend together. I have a few more in my bag here. I have quite a bit in my bag, actually. It should work. Be enough. I think I'm going to even add these on here. I have these from Christmas. But we'll see. I don't know yet. I'm going to see. And y'all, I promise I'm getting me another little glue gun. I am, because this one here, it just be making all these noises. And when I go back and watch my replay on my live, I be like, girl, you know you can go ahead on and get you another glue gun. You hear it cracking? Like you walking up some stairs or something. In an old house. And some of them, y'all, will come off, so you just have to watch that. And I'm going to go back into the bottom, but you see how it's going straight up like that? I think this one is going to be real elegant. I like it. Now, I'm actually at the I'm at the very top. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this one, y'all, to the length of the other ones, because I'm not going to use that piece. I only use that piece when I have to really, like I use that piece in my Easter trees because I had to, like I put my Easter bunny ears on it, and I had to wrap it around. So same concept. I got the red and blue here, so I'm gonna set a gold right there. And I'll show you how I just keep forming my tree. You'll see in a second. I'm gonna put blue on this side. And I don't like these pieces that fray, but you can always go back and clean that up later on. But I'll show you in a minute how I do with the top of the tree. And I think I know what my top are going to be. I'm not totally sure right now, but I think I do. I'm trying not to cut no more. Y'all can see that, right? But I still got to go back down at the bottom, so I might have to cut a few more red. But we will see. And right now I'm just trying to fill up this top because I want my top to really come together and be nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna put one more. Okay, so I'm gonna start shaping it right now. This is when I'll start shaping it and making it more narrow at the top and have it come out a little bit more at the bottom, okay? all you want to do is just keep shaping it. And then just push the limbs in some at the top. And then let it start coming down, right? These do go in a little bit more narrow than the ones that you actually just stick on here. Now, this is where you want to start also going back to the bottom and checking and see. And you want to make sure it's not warped. Making sure you got some more limbs you can put some colors in too, okay? So I'm going to drop some blue in this one. Just whatever limbs that you missed when you was doing your different levels, just go back and fill in those limbs. That's all you're doing right now. That's all I'm doing right now. Just filling in those limbs. And it's funny that each one of them is blue that I'm filling in, but it's okay. I actually like the way this is turning out already because it's really cute. Yeah, just keep finding those little limbs and keep filling them up. Now you remember I already did the bottom one, so I don't have to find any down there. It's just the ones that's in the middle. And all you're doing now is just filling in the spaces. And then, like I said, take your Lazy Susan and take it around and just kind of go down and just look down and make sure you're covering all of the spaces, okay? And some of these limbs are really short, so you don't burn. Try not to burn yourself, okay? But just drop it on the limb, bend the limb a little bit so it can catch it real good. Now, y'all, all right, I'm gonna form the bottom a little bit more. I don't want it to cover up the base too much. So all I'm doing is taking them and kind of squeezing them in to form that bottom real good. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And when I go back on my replay, I do see that you guys can see pretty good. So it's okay. Now let me make sure it's not bent. Yeah, and I see some places at the bottom that I can put a false bottom, but I'm just gonna try to see if I can get away with not doing it. And y'all, I like for my tree when I take it around that it's even all the way around also. And that's what you see me doing with these pieces. I'm just bending them in to make sure they're even, okay? And then making sure my top is a little bit more narrow than the other part. And you see how it's coming down? And you see how you can see the base? Just gorgeous. It's gorgeous already without me even adding the embellishments on it. Okay. All right, so now, so far so good. Put a little bit more glue right here. Set that in there a little bit better. Yeah. Now I have another one here I could put there, but I don't think I need it. I think that's enough. All right. So there we go. And I still have another gold piece. I might use the gold piece, but I'm keeping these red and blue ones for my next tree. I have another gold piece right here. Let me see if I want to add it somewhere. If there's a stem. Yeah, here's one right here. I'll add it right there since I got it cut already. And then we'll be done with shaping this tree. That way it'll be real full in this area. Like I said, just be careful with your fingers because when you're trying to get in these little spots, sometimes that glue will catch hold to your finger and it ain't a thing you can do about it but try to get it off real fast. That happened to me the other day and I burned my thumb and I went in there to try to fix breakfast or something, and I started washing dishes. And because I didn't realize it was burned that bad. And I was in there trying to wash some dishes, and when that water hit up, I said, ooh. It's funny how the next day it didn't hurt as bad, but I could tell that it was there. So y'all, there we go. We have your base already ready. And again, this is just the Dollar Tree Christmas season tree that I use to fill up. So this is your base. Now, you can use whatever embellishments you want. Literally, it don't matter. But in this case, I have some ornaments that I'm gonna put on this tree. I got these from the Dollar Tree. I have a red star. They didn't have the blue ones. They do have white, red. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think white would look better on top of it. The white star. Maybe not, because the white is not a white, it's a tan, like a cream color. And white don't always mix with cream. So I have the red star. I do have these balls. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to put these in here, but these will go good as a topper because I got these from Hobby Lobby last year. I do have a blue. Let's see, do I have a, no, it's purple. I don't have blue, I don't think. But if I wanted to, y'all, I could take these 3 balls right here and I can just stick this in the middle here. And this can be the topper for this tree. Now, that can be the topper for the tree, just like that. That's what I mean about the topper. You can use it as the topper. You can use it as, and I gotta look at my stash because I'm almost certain I have blue. So the blue might set it off real good, or just add the blue inside of here and it'll all blend together. You also want to make sure you keep your price point down when you're adding your embellishments because you don't want to add a lot where you have to, I usually sell my trees at a certain point, right? You want to try to maintain, you know, so you won't have to be, you don't spend so much on your tree that you feel like you're not getting, excuse me, I see a spot that I want to add another one. But you don't want to add too much stuff on your tree, if you understand what I'm saying, because if you do, then it kind of changed the price point. And I try to keep mine at a good price point for my customers. Okay, so now the other thing, y'all, remember my inspiration. So these little, I made these little bowls, and all I did was cut them, I think, at 8 inches, folded, glued it a little bit, put a little pipe cleaner on it, and then I'm gonna drop these inside of my tree. So I'm gonna start there first with my little bowls. I'm just gonna find me some little spaces. And I don't know, I know y'all remember, maybe if you was on here yesterday, I was like, you gotta make sure you put enough glue on it so it'll hold it. But I just like the way the little red and the blue stars, and they got gold stars on here too. Yeah. And so, see how I added the ribbon? So I got all of these little pieces done. So I'm gonna try to drop these throughout this tree. And again, I'm just making sure I put enough glue and putting them in here so that they can dry. And just, it's just adding another dynamic to the tree. You wanna, because I think last year, was that last year? Yeah, last year I think. Same thing, I went to Joann's. I think I got all of these ribbons from Joann's. No, I got all of these ribbons at Hobby Lobby. They were, maybe they were 40%, maybe they were 50, I don't know. But yeah, this is Hobby Lobby's brand. Yeah, this one here. So there was $4.99. The ribbons were $4.99. So usually 40% off is like what, $2 and something, I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep adding these little ribbons just to add some like I said some little character to your, and you just want to keep adding it throughout the tree. Trying not to touch that glue with your hand, please. Because you're not going to like it too much, okay? Put your generous amount of glue on here. And just keep going around all over your tree. Y'all, my brother brought me some, he went home this year and he brought me some deer sausage back. Ooh, I'm almost done with them. I'm like, Lord, help me. Those deer sausages look good. They are so delicious. I said, Jesus, help me. But I start my fast over on Sunday, so I'll try to eat them all before then. I thought about those sausage because me and my husband was discussing breakfast, so that's probably what I'm gonna end up cooking. The remainder of them, because I've been nibbling on them for the last couple of days. Y'all, I came across some sourdough bread, and it's all grain sourdough bread. I didn't even know they made all grain sourdough bread. It's delicious. And what I love about sourdough bread also, you can freeze it. You know how most bread you can't freeze because it's too soft. Sourdough bread is not like that. Any kind of sourdough bread, you can cut it up. Sometimes I go to Costco and I get these long, I don't know if they call baguettes or something, but anyway, they long, and I cut them up. That bread will stay in the freezer, in those freezer bags. We have the vacuum seal. I just use regular freezer bags though. And they turn out good. Y'all, I don't even need, I'll go back and see if I want to add some more ribbon, but right now I don't need any more ribbon. Now that's the gold on top, y'all. I'm gonna try the red star on top. Let's see how it's gonna look. Find this top part, and you want to just see if it's gonna sit in there. Oh yeah, I like the red star better, I think. Yeah, yep. I like the red star better. I think the customers will too. It says, it screams patriotic to me. Y'all, I be trying to keep my desk clean. Don't always work out, but I try. Okay, so y'all, I have all of these embellishments that I'm gonna use. My next tree is gonna be absolutely gorgeous. Y'all, I have a ton of embellishments that I'm about to use. I have all these little red and white, but I'm not gonna use, I might use some of the blue and red, but not the white, because again, this is tan and I don't like the way it kind of clashes. I was trying not to open these, but I'm gonna have to open these. All right, I hope I'm not making too much noise. Sorry if I am. But I just like to keep all of my embellishments just ready for me to use, so I get them all out of this thing here. I never use the little string that comes with it because it's not what I want. But y'all, when I get ready to put my ornaments on stuff, I take this little piece here off because of the way that it lays. It lays much better inside of my tree, okay? So I just take it off, put me a little glue on here, and find me a spot to drop it in. And you see how I just set that in there? See how cute that looks? So I'm going to do this throughout the tree. I'm going to do this with gold and the tan. And that's where I said, remember I told you I wasn't putting any white or tan in the tree. I am using, I'm using this matte color gold, not the, see, I didn't want to use this one gold. It's too shiny for me. I like the matte one better. So I'm gonna, because it kind of also matches the base make it have like a rustic look. And I do have a few more mats down here. I think it's just so cute already. But of course, that's me being biased. And I said one day I'm going to figure out what can I use these little things for, because I got so many that I take off the top of these trees. I mean, off of these ornaments. And y'all, as a crafter, you already know. You be trying to hold on to all this stuff like, I'm going to use it one day. You have to be careful because you'll be a hoarder in a minute. So just be mindful of that. Again, thank you all for coming on. If you're on my live, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. That would be so great. I would appreciate it if you do that. I was going on Facebook doing my lives, and I said, let me try YouTube. And it's very, very similar to Facebook, which I love because it's an easy platform, right? But oh y'all, I have some red too, so I'm trying to be mindful of this and making sure I drop some of these colors in the right, because I don't like to put red on red. I like to put, you know, if it's, and I have some matte color red too. I have some of the shiny red, but again, all of these colors are going to be kind of like matte looking, so they can be more of a rustic look. And I'm going to take the top off of these as well, and I'm going to just put a generous amount of glue on there, and I'm dropping the red down in the gold one. Y'all, look how this is turning out. It's so cute. Y'all know I be saying I'm biased, right? Because I'm like, it's beautiful to me. I'm in love. I'm in love. And again, I just, as I'm going, I'll see the phrase. And listen, all mesh phrase, so you can't be caught up in all of the frame. You just, of course you want to clean it up as best as you can, but all of it's going to fray. Now, what I wish I had is, I wish I had some blue, but I don't. But I do have these blue ones. And they're not as big as the ornaments, but see these little ones here? I'm going to drop these in certain places in here, just so it'll pull out some of that blue. Yep. Of course, right, I do wish I had some blue ornaments, but I don't. It'll be okay. But you just want to keep pushing your, yeah, put it right here. Just keep pushing your Lazy Susan around. And it's okay for you to even put 2 of the blue ones if you want. You don't have to necessarily just put one. You can put more than one to cover that space up, because again, it's not as big as the other ones. But I'm loving this, y'all. I am. I think it's gorgeous. I cannot see who is on here, y'all, because I usually have my laptop hooked up so that I can kind of like see. But I just be so excited about coming on my live. I don't even hook up my laptop. But I'll do better. I will. Now this is where I'm gonna put 2 of the blue ones together just to add a little bit more depth in there. And I always like to call it a pickaboo, because the customers tickle me, because they be like, oh, that's so cute, that's so pretty. And I be like, so thankful. Y'all, I be so excited how they be acting. And I love to see my husband's reaction when we go to the pop-ups and he's there, sitting there, and he just grinning from ear to ear like he's so proud of his wife. Because of the customers' reactions. Maybe, Janice, you do such a beautiful job. You do so good on your, and I'll be like, thank you. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna add, ooh, I don't wanna add. If you don't wanna really add anything else in some of the places, just close it up. Just take your hand and just kind of close it up, and you won't see. Like, for instance, I just did that right there. It had an opening, and I just take my hand and kind of close it up like that. If you don't want to add another piece of embellishments. And this one, I'm gonna add a little piece of the blue. But y'all, I think this came out so cute. I think it's so cute. I do. I think it's lovely. Now I'm gonna take this one off again, and then I'm gonna, now you can pull this down some just so your star can be, see how I pull that down so you can, your star can sit up higher. Then you want to put you a generous amount of glue, and be careful because these are, put you a generous amount of glue on the areas that's gonna be touching. And then you sit it back in here. And you see how I brought that star up? And I used to didn't even pull those things apart. Like, for instance, you know when you get the different picks and stuff like this, and you see how they bent? You can pull these things all the way out. Look at that. And you got a whole different, another project going on when you pull them out. Or you can leave them bent. It's wire, okay? So you can use it however you want. Y'all, this thing is lovely. It is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's it's rustic, you know. And again, if you want to make these and sell them, go right ahead. I don't have a problem with it. As a matter of fact, I would love to see if you my sister made me some labels with my business information on it. When I'm done, y'all, or sometimes before I start, I put my label right under here. So when I put my customers' stuff in the bag, I don't have to worry about did I give them a business card, or did I leave, you know, no. You do it while you're doing your project. Same thing, I would suggest that when you're doing your project, put your prices on your stuff when you're done with it. Or have a little tablet to the side. I keep my little tablet over here. Whatever embellishments I add to it, or, you know, because you don't always remember everything that you put on there. Those are just little, quick little tips that you can use when you're getting ready for your pop-ups, or when you're trying to sell your stuff in Etsy, or whatever you're doing. Um, and yes, I do have an Etsy shop, and you feel free to go over there and purchase or look or like my page. That would be great as well, because I get points for that. If you would take time and do that, that would be awesome. But if you're on my live today, please like and share my live. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel. And so other people can be blessed by this as well. Y'all, God has graced me to create, and I love creating. I love sharing with the world the gift that He's placed on the inside of me. And so I'm excited where He's going to be taking me, where I'm going in this area of my life. I worked for the post office all those years. Now it's time for me to do me, right? Do you, Janice. So again, my name is Janice. I'm the owner of Gracious Designs by Janice. Y'all, I didn't even have to use all of these. But like and subscribe to my channel, y'all, and share. And I will see y'all in the morning. I've been trying to come on every single morning. Also, I wanted to share with you guys the fact that every Saturday, I'm on Facebook at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, because I'm in California. So just if you want to come on. And then sometimes I will do a trivia. I don't know if you noticed the map behind me here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to reach all 50 states of the United States of America, so that we can I can start getting my little trees throughout the whole United States, and then we'll go global. Right now we're up to, I think, 22 states, so we have to go, what, 28 more? So I would like for you to come on. Sometimes I will do the trivia so we can Now, usually I'll take a pause. Let me just be honest. I will take a pause when I'm getting ready for my pop-ups because it's kind of hard for me to. Um, oh, let me just share this, by the way. I gift the tree. So say, for instance, if you come on my live and we're trying to reach all the states, right? Once we so the states that we've already covered, we're not gonna I'm not gonna gift those states anymore. We're gonna gift another state. So say if you're in Missouri, well, I've already gifted Missouri, so we won't be able to do that. But say if you know someone that's in Kansas, um then you just pay the shipping and we ship it to them. So, and I usually post when I'm gonna do that, when I'm gonna do the trivia, and when we're gonna give the tree. um, and all I'm doing is sending out my mini trees. I'm not sending the wreaths. I'm not sending anything else. I'm sending the trees because it's a point of contact. And just you can come on and just stay on my live, share my live, and yeah, and try to win one of the trees and gift it to someone that you know. But y'all see how strong that star is? Perfect. So, and I love the way that I just have all these little pickaboos in certain areas, but that's just my little way of saying it's, because the customers be like, oh, look at the details. Look at, they love it. And y'all, these are perfect for you can use them as a centerpiece. You can use them on your desk. They're lightweight. They're not heavy. Okay. Um, you can use them on the counters. Like I always say, I used to work at the post office. Um, I was a window clerk at one time. I was also a manager, uh, and so we could decorate the countertops sometimes for the different holidays. So we can put them on top of the counters. So when the customers come in, they would be oohing and ahhing. Now we couldn't sell them, but you know they still could sit there for the holiday and just be a point of decorating instead of sometimes not putting a big old tree up. You just have these little trees as a point, you know, to say Merry Christmas or Happy 4th of July or whatever. I've made several Easter ones. I've done Patriotic. I've done Juneteenth. Um, yeah, so right now I'm doing Easter, Patriotic, and Juneteenth. And I've done the Mardi Gras. You can also go on my channel and you will see where I've done the Mardi Gras one. What else? Oh, Valentine's. Yeah. So all of those are on my, just go to my channel and you should be able to see all of the ones that I've done. But y'all, I love, love, love the way this turned out. I might be doing another one like this instead of doing just so that it'll change up. I think I have a couple of more of these wood. And again, all it is wood. These are wood bases. I get them off of Amazon. Stain it. You can paint it, whatever you want to do. I can paint it red. I can paint it gold. I can paint it whatever color. But I love the stain because the stain can go with any color. Okay? But yeah, it turned out so cute. Now, my inspiration colors for next time is going to be the silver and the blue. Y'all, I'm going to be using the silver and the blue, and this is my inspiration. Again, another Hobby Lobby, but this is the red, silver, and blue. So that's gonna be my inspiration for tomorrow. I might do that on my live tomorrow at on Facebook. So yes, please just come on. My name on my Facebook page is Janice Burrell, Burrell, which is pretty much the same as my channel on here. Okay. Just go and search for me and you will see. And again, it's 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time because I'm in California. So y'all have a great, blessed, wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to go in here and fix my better half some breakfast so we can have our breakfast and all of the things. And I'll see you on tomorrow. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, sister, for coming on once again. Love you.